In this video, you're going to learn how to make a budget planner in Google Sheets. With this budget planner, you just enter your monthly income and then list out your categories. From there, you can start budgeting for each month and easily view your month and year totals. On top of that, this template shows you how much you have left to budget for each month, and it lets you know when you're ready to go. It will even give you a heads up if you accidentally budget too much as well. And so, if this looks like a template that you want to build, then let's get to it. Beginning with a blank Google Sheets spreadsheet, start by selecting columns R through Z, right-click on the column headers, and delete. Next, click here in this box, which is called the name box. Enter 22:1000 and press enter. This action selects rows 22 through 1000, and now you can delete them by right-clicking on the row headers and delete. Your next step is to select rows 3 through 21, right-click, resize rows, set the size to 30, and click OK. Then select rows 1 and 2, right-click, resize rows, set the size to 40, and click OK. Next, select column A, right-click, resize columns, set the size to 50, and click OK. Then select column B, right-click, resize columns, set the size to 150, and click OK. Finally, select all cells by clicking here between the row and column headers. Then change the horizontal alignment to center and change the vertical alignment to middle. Now select column B one more time and change the horizontal alignment back to left. That does it for the worksheet structure, so now let's take care of the formatting. Start by going to View, Show, and uncheck grid lines. Then select row 1, increase the font size to 14, bold the font, click the Fill Color button, and then click the plus to create a custom color. And for the hex code, enter E0EDF9 and click OK. Next, click the Borders button, change the color to gray, and apply a bottom border. Then select the range B3 through C4. Click the Borders button, apply all borders. Select the range B7 through O18, apply all borders. Select the range P7 through P17, and apply all borders. Now we can type in some data headers, so select B3 and type in monthly income. Select B4 and type in yearly income. Select B7 and type in category. Select C7 and type in JAN. Then use the fill handle to complete the entire list of months. Next, in O7, type in year total, and in P7, type in %. Finally, select B18 and type in month total. Now let's add some color. Select B3 through B4, bold the font, and add a light gray fill color. Select C3 through C4, bold the font, then select C4 and change the font color to blue and add a light gray fill color. Select C6 through N6, change the font color to purple, then select B7, bold the font, and add the light blue custom fill color. Then select C7 through N7, bold the font, and add a light gray fill color. Select O7 through P7, bold the font, and add the light blue custom fill color. Select O8 through P17, bold the font, change the font color to blue, and add a light gray fill color. Select O18, bold the font, change the font color to blue, and add a light blue fill color. Select B18, bold the font, and add a light blue fill color. Select C18 through N18, bold the font, change the font color to blue, and add a light gray fill color. Select B8 through B17, bold the font, then click the Fill Color button, click the plus, and enter the hex code F9, 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 and click OK. And that does it for the formatting. So at this point, type in a little bit of sample data like so, because this will help us validate our formulas here in a second. And once you've entered some, select cell C4 and enter the formula equals C3 times 12. Next, select cell C18 and enter the formula equals sum function C8 through C17, close parentheses, and enter. Then use the fill handle to copy this formula over to cell N18. Next, select cell O8 and enter the formula equals sum function C8 through N8, close parentheses, and enter. Then use the fill handle to copy the formula down to cell O17. Select O18 next and enter the formula equals sum function C8 through N17, close parentheses, and enter. Then select cell P8 and enter the formula equals if function O8 equals 0, next argument 0, next argument O8 divided by $O, $18, close parentheses, and enter. And be sure that you have the dollar signs correct for the last reference because this is important. And then copy the formula down with the fill handle. Nice. One more formula to go. Select cell C6 and enter the formula equals if function C18 equals $C, $3, next argument, quote, ready, quote, next argument, if function C18 greater than $C, $3, next argument, quote, over budget, quote, next argument, $C, $3 minus C18, close parentheses twice, and press enter. Then use the fill handle to copy this formula over to cell N6. Now, before we move on, let's look at how this last formula works. The outer if function checks to see if the month total is equal to the monthly income, and if it is, you get back the text ready. If not, the inner if function checks to see if the month total is greater than the monthly income, and if it is, you get back over budget, and if not, you just get back the difference between the month total and the month income, which lets you know how much you have left to budget. And if you have more questions about how the if function works, I left a link to a great explanation video in the description. But for now, that does it for the formulas, so we just need to add in some finishing touches. Start by selecting columns C through O, then click the More Formats button here, and change the format to number. Then select column P, and click this button to change the number format to %. Finally, we will add in some conditional formatting to dynamically change the color of the messages in row 6. So select the range C6 through N6 and go to Format, Conditional Formatting. Then, under Format Cells If, select Text is Exactly, and in the box below, type in Over Budget. For the formatting, set the fill color to None, change the font color to red, and bold the font. Then, click on Add Another Rule, and change Over Budget to Ready, and change the font color to green. You can then click Done and close the panel on the right. And just like that, you have your budget planner ready to go in Google Sheets. Leave me a comment if you have any questions and like this video if you learned something new. Other than that, I'll see you again in the next Spreadsheet Life video.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope